Asante, our next caller is Kibras, who is remaining. Mheshimiwa from Ruto'S Association, this is the association. Move forward. And then you're from? Okay, sit next, you'll present next. You've been with us, you know the drill. Proceed.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. All protocols observed. My name is Sonia Biri. I'm here today to present a few facts on the Affordable Housing Bill. I could say on behalf of the residents of Rafta Road, we've had some challenges in the greater county of Nairobi. I want to thank you for bringing this process to where we are today, for this public participation. I can tell you it has not been business as usual out there. Our challenges include many. I can say that I have been working with the Architectural Association on some occasions. There has been one very big underlying problem, and that is that there's some developers who have decided to take up the cause of affordable housing without public participation and without considering the cry of the people. It has been a process, but I'm happy we are here. And I'm happy to report that generally the people would like affordable housing project coming closer to them. The challenge is the process by which affordable housing schemes are coming up, or some developers who are undertaking affordable housing schemes under the name of affordable housing doing something else. So, Honourable Chair, without mincing a lot of words, I often ask myself, why are we having this hue and cry in our country at this particular time? It's good to notice. When it was happening in Umoja, when it was happening in Donham, when it was happening in Dandora, I didn't hear much noise. You know, when it gets to some very interesting places like Rafta Road or Riverside Drive, we're hearing a lot of noise. And the point of concern is this: who are we addressing in affordable housing and why? I want to applaud the fact that this particular house, it would be great to consider it, because I have seen from my experience, it is anarchy when things are built without any control, and that's what's happened so far. It has messed up the environment and the rivers, and we want to correct that. So this bill is going to bring a lot of light onto the situation, Mheshimiwa. Tafadhali ukiletea hawa watu wa private landlords, I'm sure they'll be willing and happy to join the greater country of Nairobi and county of Nairobi on such an amazing project, because there will be more people willing together to join this sort of scheme. I also want to bring to your attention that as we are going through this whole process of public participation, I would like you to consider and make a place on the board for one person from the minority or the person with disabilities. And we can see, because their contributions, as you know, will be very much warranted onto this process. Mheshimiwa, the people of Greater Nairobi are committed to affordable housing. You have one section on page 5. It says proposed projects to be funded from the housing levy collection. And it says there are 2 points. It says 12 slum upgrading projects. I want to believe the people who used to live in the slums are living in the slums. I want to give them some dignity by removing the word slum, amending it to put a word that is more comfortable in the present circumstance. We all know things are not okay out there. People are not talking. And that is why I felt very necessary that I should come up here and explain to the committee that there are willing people out there who want to join hands in this upgrading project. And we're thankful for this public participation that you have brought up. I'll be willing to join you on Wednesday when you are going to be making your presentation, taking this presentation further. Also, I would like to present to you a petition that had gone all the way to NEMA officials, to very many organizations. It was a petition concerning the problems, the challenges that residents associations have been feeling, residents have been seeing in the past. We want to bring some law and order into Nairobi and into our country. And if it is through this housing bill, then so be it. We'd like to do it in a constructive way. Thank you very much, Bwana Chair, for listening to me. You will allow me, I will also hand over my petition and my documents to the clerk as soon as possible. Thank you for hearing me. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. I think it's up to you in the 11th Parliament.
That's correct, sir.
As our nominated member from URP.
Yes.
So let me say thank you very much for your presentation. I believe we have captured the presentation very well. One of it is bringing on board the private investors.
Correct.
Who may be willing to invest in these projects.
Yes.
Number 2 is the inclusion of minorities.
And persons with disabilities.
And persons with disabilities. I believe that is basically what you said, and then you said you want to remove the word slum.
Yes.
But you didn't say which you had to replace it.
We can amend it to bring a better word.
Okay,
leave that to discussion, or maybe
you can go and think about it, and you can give us a proposal.
I certainly shall.
Yeah.
After consultation with the people that I have been working with over the last few years. Just for your information, I am now a MAC accredited professional, so I do mediation. Not only within my community, but also within the country.
Very good.
I want to thank you.
Very good.
Yes. Asante.
I think that will be it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Seem to have worked with my colleague.
Yes. It was a very beautiful time. We did a lot of work together. Kutoka URP Indio. That's right.
Oh, in 11th Parliament.
That's right, in 2013. So exactly 10 years later, it's a big change, but I can honestly say I have learned something from being in Parliament. I've learned that leaders do not leave the battle. Leaders always stay, no matter what, and no matter how difficult it is. Bado tunasimama, no matter how difficult the challenge, despite rangi and despite disparities of income. Bado tunasimama. So thank you.
Na Vice amerudi sasa, hata wewe pengine bunge ingine ya 14 utakuwa.
Amen. Thank you.
Tutasikiza sasa mwakilishi wa Kibra. Karibu. Okay. You have been very patient. Thank you.
Of course, Chair. I am David Livingston Kose Oyombe. human rights defender, advocate of the vulnerable, minority, marginalized, and affirmative action oriented. I'm also the Secretary General of Kibra Societal Empowerment Peace and Budget Champion, and I represent the Kibra Republic. A lot of things have been said, but I want to touch on 3 or 4 issues. Which one touch on the part 3, number 12, the Affordable Housing Corporate Board, establishment of the Affordable Housing Fund and the Affordable Housing Corporate Board, where a recommendation that at least inclusion of the representatives of the community leaders of informal settlement at grassroots level, AG housing savings scheme, circles, and persons with disability. Number 2, I have a comment on the measures, the measures that you're going to put in place as the committee to the Ministry of Housing, Finance and Public Works in place to make sure that the Affordable Housing Fund and Board is not a time bomb scandal in waiting. At least regulations, strict regulations and rules to protect the fund itself. Number 3, part 4, eligibility criteria and application procedure for affordable housing unit, whereby we have 36. In the public interest, only for the social housing units, the rates of 3% should be lowered to 2%, and equivalent to the amount due to vulnerable condition of the applicants, and the amount of the money in terms of application and seeking for a house, whereby you say 10% should be given upfront. We thought that at least it should be reduced to 5% of the whole amount as for a start. It is quite evident that a common citizen under the social unit housing level of the 1-bedroom house are so vulnerable as the contributors, and at least should be accommodated in a low pricing level, whereby when specifically to the social housing unit, where you stated that it's between those who are earning below 20,000, I think you should consider the people to be at least below 15,000, and that the payment per month should be at least 5,000. The legacy of affordable housing and the quality of social housing has been very cheap since under the county level, and a consideration of low payment of the rent should be given priority. In the last part of whether the bill, the statement of whether the bill concerning the counties, or that is the national function under part 1 of in the 4th schedule, it is evident that it is also evident that the housing, affordable housing, is also a function of the county government. When you look at the part 2, number 8, and it's also evident that affordable housing is also a function of the national government. At the part 1, number 9, 19, 20, and 21. So, to my recommendation is that at least the process should be through coordination and a collaborative prospect where the national government and the county government works together to enhance the promotion and constructions of the affordable housing. My final comment is about the land that is going to be used by the affordable housing constructions program. A lot of lands have been encroached and have been grabbed by prominent people in the government. And I don't know what the committee is going to do about recovering these lands back to the government. If I may speak specifically in Kibra sub-county, Woodley ward is the largest ward in Kibra sub-county, and I can say a lot of the land in Woodley ward belongs to the government. But currently, the larger part of the land has been grabbed by prominent people in the government, and the residents have been crying that a petition was brought in this house, and it was rejected, even if the constitutions give a leeway of unnecessary restrictions while presenting petition. You still rejected the petition, and the citizens are oppressed. The lands are, one of the lands in the Kangete road has been ruled twice in the court level to be captured back to the government, and it is still under private custody. And these lands should be used in the affordable housing scheme. And because some important people or in the government and the names are there, no one can touch the lands. So as a committee, you should chip in and help in recovering these lands back to the government, so that at least it should enhance the constructions of the affordable housing scheme. I think that was my final comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kibra sub-county representative. Pia Mheshimiwa Rais wa Kibra Republic wasema ya kwamba zile shamba ambazo zilikuwa grabbed, kwanza serikali zimekatia kuchukua zikuwa za kwanza kutumiwa kwa affordable housing. Pia hiyo petition ambayo ulileta usichoke, pengine ilikuja bunge gani? Which parliament? You can ask with our legal team, can help you if it's redrafting that petition and it comes to this 13th parliament. Asante sana kwa maoni yako, tumeshukuru na tumeyachukulia kwa manani. Asante kwa kuchukua muda wako mwingi kutoka maoni yako. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Regards to the great people of Kibra. Hakuna a republic within Kibra. Thank you, honorable members. That was a long day. Thank you, members of Secretariat, for the job. Thank you for our members of the field estate for making sure that Kenyans remain informed of the deliberations of this committee and on these public hearings. So, honorable members, we convene again tomorrow here, same time. We have a few more institutions tomorrow. We have PwC, we have East Park, we have court.